Well, hey, friends, thanks for joining us today on, this is now episode 10 of our Cutting Room Floor. And the Cutting Room Floor is just a podcast where at Next Level we talk about all the ideas and thoughts and things that we weren't able to put into a sermon. And of course, we talk about everyday life. You get to know us and what is going on. And this week, as I have, for almost every episode, I think, I've got Christian Nichles with us. It's every episode, right? Yeah, I think.
I don't think I've missed one. If so, I don't remember missing it.
Yeah, I know we've had Brad on one, but you weren't on that one too. And let's just say here that Brad would be here, but he has taken a job now where he has to actually drive into an office every day. And it was a whole lot easier to get on a podcast when he was at home setting his own schedule. But yeah. I also think last time we recorded, he was unemployed, which made it really easy to
Correct. Yes. Shout out Brad. He's no longer unemployed.
Yeah. We're really happy for him in that. And so we will talk about his message, at least the thoughts around it and those kinds of things. But if you are watching this from somewhere in the Southeast, especially if you're right here with us in Charlotte, there really is only one thing everybody's talking about right now. And
yeah, baby, Ice-mageddon.
We
don't get snow, we get ice.
Yeah, that's what Jody's from the north. You got transplanted up there for a number of years. I think that's what they don't understand. Is why can't you guys, you get this, you get that. I'm like, we get ice. We get a little bit of snow and a whole lot of ice. And I promise you, if you have the ice we have, you ain't going anywhere either.
No, ice is very different than snow. You can drive on snow. You can walk on snow. Snow is not bad. It can get, if you, up there, they have plow trucks and salt and sand. And hey, little known fact, I learned this when I lived in Indiana. I did not know this, but one of the things that they do to prep a road, so the day before they are going to put salt and sand and all that stuff, or the day before a bad storm, they put beet juice down on the road as a binder.
What?
Check that. Yeah. Beet juice. So I'm sure Dwight Schrute is their supplier, but yeah.
Beet juice?
Beet juice. They spray beet juice.
So you can see that it's on the...
No, I think it's there's something about the way the sugar compound in it. And it creates a sticky, like a binder.
Huh.
And then the salt and or sand. Sometimes they use one, sometimes they use both, depending. But yeah, so there you go. You got a useless fact.
I would have. It sounds like a good use of beet juice. I don't want it.
I remember the ice storm of 93. If you're our age or maybe in there somewhere, you may remember that. We were at home 7 days, I believe. It was awful. No power, nothing.
Yeah.
And we had a fireplace, and so we just kind of closed off all the doors and camped out in that living room. But my job was so we took everything out of the refrigerator and put it out on the back porch because it wouldn't spoil. It was frozen outside. And so my job was to shoot any critters that tried to eat our food. So
what a great job to give a young man.
Listen, it was awesome. I didn't have to do it. No critters try. I think they were frozen too, but I thought that was, yeah. I didn't know that my dad would ask me to be a sharpshooter, but yeah, I took it serious too. I posted up at our back. We had French doors to the back, leading out to the back porch, and I was just I was ready. I had my 10-22 ready.
You had the Rambo thing on too. It was your
no, not the Rambo. I had the Mr. Miyagi Karate Kid bandana.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh baby, yeah.
Unfortunately, Joey and I we missed out on that one. We were in Florida. in college.
Yeah.
But my dad, my mom and my dad had gone to Asheville, and they were visiting the Biltmore and some different things like that. And I mean, you gotta remember in the early '90s, you weren't as alert. Like if you didn't watch the news, you didn't know like we didn't have cell
Right.
phones. Like you just didn't know what was going on. So they were in Asheville, not knowing the winter storm was coming. Nor did anyone think it was going to be that bad. And in Asheville, they got 3 feet of snow. My dad has a picture looking out across the parking lot, and all you can see is the tops of the cars.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, that's. I mean, for the South, y'all, that's serious
Yeah,
business there,
yeah,
man.
that's big time. That's big.
But
Yeah, so everybody's getting ready. I mean, I'm sure there's a run on the grocery stores right now. No bread and milk again. If I'm stuck inside with no heat, bread and milk ain't gonna cut it. I need
and it
something
never
else.
makes
But
sense because if the power goes out, milk is going to be the first thing to spoil. Like,
well, again, you can set that outside though, cold as it is.
oh,
It'll be
that's true.
fine.
That's true.
But bread, I don't get it. Like, are you making sandwiches? What is it? Does anybody know? Can you put in the comments section why do we do bread and milk when we're in a? And it's not just in the South, by the way. I learned that even in Indiana, if there was a big storm coming, which I know snow is very normal up there, but if it was a bad snow, like they sort of like we're getting now, like, hey, this is going to be a bad one. I'm telling you, it's going to be a bad one. So when we would get one of those, it was the same thing. And you would think hey, these people have grown up their whole lives here. They bread and milk, bread and milk. Couldn't get it.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, the milk. Do we suddenly just start drinking milk? Like,
Yeah, I don't
I
drink milk anywhere. Like
like
I've never drank milk. Even as a kid, I did not
yeah,
drink milk.
I would put it in cereal, but I didn't drink
I
milk.
would too, but I would not drink it at the end.
Jody drank milk all the time. Now she grew up on a dairy farm, so
Well, that makes sense.
but I don't get that. The bread I kind of get because as long as you have other things, peanut butter, jelly, bananas, you make peanut and banana sandwich. Like, you, if things, well, hold on. You just you don't like peanut butter and banana? Ugh.
I'm allergic to bananas.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
Not like the anaphylactic swell up and die allergic. Like I have a gastrointestinal event allergic when I
Oh,
eat bananas.
so you can't even do banana pudding?
I don't eat it.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's a Southern barbecue staple. But
Not
anyway,
for this southerner.
I get the sandwiches because okay,
I mean, I get, yeah, peanut butter,
peanut butter,
jelly,
whatever,
whatever.
you make a sandwich. If you don't have gas and you can't fire up the stove to cook something, that part, the milk always baffles me unless you have a bunch of cereal. I don't know what you're doing with all that milk.
Yeah, I don't get it. But I guess like, because they're talking about ice, and that's what's dangerous is the ice, because ice will, number one, it coats the road, and it's slick. But number two, it gets on the power lines and it gets on
That's
trees, and the trees break.
yeah, in the
So that's why
South.
we lose power.
Yeah, in the South here, especially in Charlotte, that's the big deal. The big concern is like losing power. Roads,
Yeah.
everybody's going to enjoy not being able to go out. Like that's
Yeah, for sure.
that's like a Southern holiday. Woohoo! Hey, but
Yeah.
power going out because the ice, limbs, it gets on the limbs break. Also, if it's bad enough, it's so heavy it causes power lines to snap.
Yep.
But
Yeah, it's weird.
yeah, that's
But listen, the good thing is, my son, he's a sophomore in high school, in Indiana at the school they went to, they had e-learning. So even if they didn't go to school, they had iPad. They did everything on an iPad. So they didn't get snow days. So he's fired up that he may get an actual snow day this Monday. And so I'm like, okay, well,
yeah, I think they have the capability in CMS. I don't know if Union County does, to declare a remote learning day, they call it. What a kid does on a remote learning day, I don't know.
Well,
Nothing.
I mean, unless the school provides the electronic for them, they can't require it.
Which they do in middle school here. I don't know about all the other grade levels.
Hmm.
And I'm not sure about high school.
Well,
I don't remember.
my
They
son goes
all
to a
had
charter
a
school.
Chromebook.
They don't. My son goes to a charter school. They don't even have a lunchroom, more or less electronics to use. So
That's true. That is crazy.
they have a different kind of funding.
Yeah. I know they have the Chromebooks. I think that goes all the way through high school. So middle school, high school, they got Chromebooks. So
Yeah, that's what they use, Chromebooks.
yeah,
Well, hey, listen, it's a
the worst
wild day we're living in.
Chromebook. It's just a terrible idea.
Yeah, so
I guess
so for people who
security wise
listen,
or something else, it makes sense. But like, it's a glorified
so
web browser.
for people who listen to us, we're on weather watch for church Sunday, obviously.
Yeah.
So just check our socials and all that stuff out. We're following Brad.
You're interested.
What's his name? Pofovich?
Brad Panovich, man. Panovich is
Panovich.
Yeah,
He's the dude.
yeah, and we're really just like, for the first time. It's been years and years that weathermen, I don't know about Brad, but weathermen in general in Charlotte just lose their mind over stuff like this, and then nothing happens. What I have appreciated is all the weather guys in general that have been watching is like, hey guys, we're this many days out. This is not freak out yet. Like, could happen, could not happen. They all give these charts, but as we now have approached, today's Wednesday. We're recording this on Wednesday. At this point, we're 3 days away from the storm being here. They've got a pretty good lock on it at this point.
Yeah. Now I will say, I don't know why we use, they have these different models that they use.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why we use a British model. We don't live in Great Britain.
I know.
We threw their tea in the harbor and kicked them out. So I am not sure why we're adopting their weather patterns, but for whatever reason,
crazy, you always see that European model when they show that, and it is wildly different than everywhere. Like the European model, we could have 37 inches of snow.
Hey, to quote Ferris Bueller, I'm not European. I don't plan on being European. So who gives a crap if they're socialists or not? Oh gosh. I got to watch Ferris Bueller now.
Oh yeah.
Brought all that back up.
You might have a couple of days to do it if there's still power and internet.
Well, yeah. I mean, we have everything's streaming. So if I don't have a router and we could go back to dark ages here, Clay. Like this could be talking about reset. What you talking about reset?
Yeah,
this could reset all of humanity in the South come Sunday.
Yeah, because it's not just Charlotte, man. It is a wide spot. I'm from Atlanta.
It's from like Fort Worth, Texas.
And I will say this: people in Atlanta right now are losing their mind because from day one, there's been no snow projections for Atlanta. It is ice and a ton of it, and so they're losing their mind. Like, oh my gosh, this is
in Charlotte. We're like, I've learned, we're right on that weather line all the time.
Yeah,
it's like, always if it moves just the slightest bit, we get nothing or we get it all, right? Like it's really strange.
It is.
So
yeah, and beyond that, the I-85 seems to be this magical barrier here. If you're not from Charlotte, this I-85 kind of comes through and cuts the city diagonally. And generally what happens north of that line, they get winter weather, and south, we're south of that line, nothing.
Yeah. But at the north of our state, like that's the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains.
Yeah, they get pounded.
And so like they get pounded. Like they had snow just a few weeks ago. So it's going to happen up there for sure. But yeah, hey, listen, I'm going to, I guess, go to the store here in the next day or so and get some bread and milk. Might as well get some cereal, I guess. I don't know. But,
and in fairness,
I won't starve to
you guys
death.
know, as we're talking a lot about it just because I guess everybody is, and it's fun. As we sit right now in church, we haven't like, we don't know. I mean, we're planning to have church, although, I mean, in fairness to you guys, it's leaning no, but we plan, and we'll let Saturday when things start happening. Social channels will go out. It'll be, I believe we have to, if nothing happens, it'll be out there that we are having. So one way or another, you're going to know we are having or we're not.
We'll blast it on the socials.
Yeah, that'll be the way to find it. But yeah, we haven't had a snow day in Charlotte in a long time, so I know people are looking forward to it.
I'll take it.
You got a great hill that Roman could come down and then crash into the
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's both front and back. We're like on a plateau. The house that we rent here over on in the Phillips Hood, as I call it. We have a incline in the back and in the front. And so I'm thinking maybe if we get a little something, I don't have a car hood, which that would normally in the South, if you're a redneck in the South, you find a car hood, and that's what you sled down on. When we lived in Fort Wayne, it was a little more civilized. People had saucers and sleds and snowmobiles. There was a river. Part of the Ohio River ran right through the little town that we lived in. You've been to it, and that river will freeze enough for you to drive a car on during the winter, and so people be snowmobiling on it and all that. But in the South, we don't have those sort of things, and so if I can get a good car hood from maybe my neighbor's got a Tesla, I may see if I can just borrow theirs.
Yeah, it won't tow anything, for sure.
They don't need it. I mean, and they're what's it called? A frunk. You have to be careful saying that. A front trunk, a frunk.
Yeah, that you do have to be careful.
Sort of like a frocket. Whenever you see somebody wearing a T-shirt with a front pocket, that's a frocket.
Things, by the way, and they came back in style for a while.
Oh yeah. Well, that's where you got to put your smokes. You put your smokes in there.
I always picture my uncle with like a pack of cigarettes sitting in the front of his T-shirt. But
if you're like a nerd, you got a pen in there, right? You always got to have a pen to write with. So I don't know. I don't wear T-shirts really in general. Like I wear a T-shirt underneath my Columbia or my hoodie. But
now to be fair, for all my engineer friends who went to school with me,
yeah, you are nerdy.
That had the pocket protector, which is legit. They were not T-shirts; they were button-up shirts with a front pocket, and you would put your.
But why is it called a pocket protector? What are you protecting your pocket from?
Because what you got in there, you got you got ink pens. In some cases, you old school, you would walk around. You might have a compass in it that also has like the pointy needles and things, and so you've got a lot of things that could either tear or if the ink splattered. And
okay, that makes sense.
The clip going in and out, like personally, I did not have one, but I went to a school full of people who had them. It was a very regular occurrence to see it.
Yeah,
to see.
By the way,
nerds.
Speaking of schools, Clay. Speaking of schools, number one, Indiana University are the national champions of college football. And now we're going to have I think hell has frozen over. The world is ending.
We sat with a bunch of friends and watched that game together. I still have a hard time believing that Indiana's good at football. I
16-0. Best season of college in college history. 16-0. But the point of that is that the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback for that team, his younger brother, who's on that team, his backup, just transferred to your alma mater.
He is heading to Georgia Tech, baby. Go Jackets.
Way to go, Georgia Tech.
We'll see
your little Heisman.
My daughter was asking me, like, are you happy about that? I said, I don't know. I mean, he got in a few games for mop-up duty. I don't know if he's any good. But
I think he went like 3 for 3 when he came in for his brother.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. We've got one other transfer quarterback from, I forgot where he's from right now. That was
who knows,
fairly highly, because he's going to have to compete. there's a redshirt freshman that was on the team. So he'll have to compete, which I think competing quarterback, I think Carolina Panthers, honestly, they could benefit from some quarterback competition here, as well as my Atlanta Falcons. I'll be honest, we could benefit from some quarterback competition.
Y'all could benefit for some front ownership and coaching, which y'all could benefit from.
Well, I think they fixed the front ownership. They got rid of everybody and put Matt Ryan in a new position. I'm okay.
Matty
I'm
Ice
iffy on this. Yeah, Matty Ice is in charge of football. I'm iffy on the Stefanski hire. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's good. I'm like I don't know.
Again, speaking of reset, there's 10 NFL teams that are doing a complete reset.
This is wild.
So yeah, we'll see.
Which does, it kind of helps the selection a little bit, because you're like, well, if we waited too long, if you listen to ESPN, the way that went down, Stefanski would have come off the board pretty quick. Right? There were enough people highly enough of him that he would have come off the board. Then where do you go?
Yeah, for sure. But,
now you got Sean McDermott out there. I'd take him in a heartbeat. So,
what a lucrative career that you can get fired for not doing a good job and make $5 million that year.
Yeah, wouldn't we? I'd like, yeah.
I'd like to coach just 1 year. I guarantee you I can go 0-16 like that. I can give you, I might sneak a win in, go 1-15 or 1 whatever it is. If you pay me $5 million, guarantee it.
And then $5 million to walk away. And then
for sure.
retire. I mean, you make $5 million, then they pay you $5 million to walk away.
No, listen, I'll be honest with you. I get $5 million, you ain't gonna see me. I'll be sharing Jesus with people on a charter boat down in Key West.
I'm gonna say you will be on a boat fishing somewhere. That's that's
exactly.
Yeah.
That's why the Lord won't bless me with that kind of money. He knows I'll just leave and be unfaithful. So
yeah, it's fun.
Although I'd like to try. I'd like to just see what happens.
It's fun to think about. I think that's why, at least, people that aren't addicted to gambling, or the people that like the lottery, sure, they want to win, but it's also fun to fantasize about, you have a lottery. It could happen. Odds are it's not.
Well,
it could. So
most of us would not even know what to do with $150 million. You know what I'm saying?
We wouldn't know what to do. Everybody just heard you said, yeah, I would. Like, not really.
No, you don't.
You wouldn't know what to wisely do, for sure.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Like, how many of these people, you've seen these stories, how many people of them are absolutely dead broke after they win the lottery? Most of them are dead broke. Number one, what people don't understand is you are in a tax bracket that is about 55%. So let's just make it, let's make this easy math. You win $1 million, you're going to get $550,000 after taxes, right? You win $150 million, you're not getting $150 million, but whatever. If you took $5 million of the 150, just 5, and put it in an the best interest-bearing money market account you could find, you could live off of the interest and rarely touch the principal, other than maybe big purchases.
Yeah, and live well.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, do anything you want.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, people, whatever.
I liked that lady in Alabama. They asked her what she would do if she won.
That was funny. Yeah.
She said, well, first thing I'd do is I'd spend $34 million getting Kalen DeBoer out of Tuscaloosa, and then I'd give some money to my church.
That was her priorities, man.
Welcome to Alabama, ladies.
Then church.
Roll Tide. Isn't that crazy? Like, I've said, and I know we love football. Like, we're football people. And if you're watching this and you're not a football person, I'm sorry, but like, we love football, but football is a great sport, but it is a terrible God. It is gut wrenching when I see people put so much of their efforts and emotions into whether or not these 11 guys on a football field perform well. You know, it's like, oh, they lost. My team lost. It's destroyed me. Why? Like I don't get that. I don't understand why. Or when people say we're going to win this year, I'm like, you playing? But you suiting up? Like I don't. It's just weird, right? Like it's weird how we grab a hold of
It's
something
funny
like
that you would say that because we've had so many bad years as a Falcons fan, and honestly, my alma mater, Georgia Tech, we really haven't been really good since I was there in the early 90s.
91, is that when they won the national championship?
91 they won, and I get it. There are people, they were co-national champions. They had to share it. I get it. Whatever. But I would take everything so personally, and then I don't know. It was 7 years ago.
6, 7.
I know, 7 or 8 years ago. That I really started saying something similar. He said, I'd come in and like when the Falcons lost the Super Bowl, like in grand fashion, in only a way the Falcons could, I was really upset. Like I throwing my glasses against the wall. It was not good for me. So after that, I really came back and said, why did I get upset about it? I did not suit up, just like you said. I didn't put on pads. I didn't go out there. I didn't call plays. I played no role in this. Why am I going to get upset about something that I have no effect on whatsoever? So cheer when they're good, and when they're not, you're like,
fandom's weird. Fandom is weird, right? Like that's why Jesus doesn't call us to be fans.
yeah,
He calls us to be followers, right? And so it's like, well,
this is a good topic.
I think there's a book about that, right?
Yeah, the Kyle
Not a
Idleman
fan?
book. Yeah, Kyle Idleman.
Shout out Kyle Idleman.
That book and really the concept behind that book is a driving force behind Next Level. So if you're at Next Level or want to come into Next Level, so let's talk about this briefly. This is really good in that a fan just roots and cheers but never really gets involved. All right, that's what a fan is. Like you can show up at the stadium.
You're on the sidelines.
Tickets.
You're on the sidelines.
Yeah, you can spend a lot of your money. You can spend a lot of your time, but you're not on the field. You're not coaching. You're not playing. You're just a fan. So you really can't affect the game. I mean, you can't. I mean, you can cheer really loud, and maybe you put enough people together, and it has some kind of
man, blah blah blah.
But not like if you come into the game and you're a beast of a linebacker, you affect the game. If you're Bijan Robinson as a running back, you affect the game. If you're an offensive lineman who can protect the quarterback, you affect the game. Like, so Christians, at least all I know is what I know. Christians here in America, or the ones around me, I don't know, whatever we want to say, we as churches and pastors have created a place where people can be fans. And while Next Level is a great place to come and get questions answered and everything, our goal is not for you to sit in this.
Yeah.
It's kind of, if you want to go back to a sports analogy, yeah, you can come and check out the facility. You can meet the coaches. Our goal is for you to get on the team.
Suit up.
And we're going to put you on the field.
And look, God's doing some incredible things at Next Level right now. Like it's amazing. Again, I think you and I talk about this because you and I are in ministry, like vocationally, we've served in churches for a very long time.
Right.
Some of them very large churches. I think what people lose sight of if they've just been to a church or two churches in their whole life or whatever, is that they tend to think that this is how all of them are or whatever. And honestly, as a person who's served in churches all over the Southeastern United States and the Midwest now, and as a person who's been in small churches, medium-sized, big churches, what God's doing at Next Level right now is very unique. And you will miss that, right? Like, you will miss that if you don't suit up. Like, you don't get to see that. You don't get to get the full effect of the wins, all right, using the sports analogy, the wins by being in the stands or on the sidelines. Like, you got to suit up. And I know we talked about this, a lot yesterday. You and I did. But it is so exciting what God's doing. And I think what's exciting for you and I, as we're trying to, figure out how to navigate this season of ministry at our church, is that we're looking around and we have some great people, like all-star, stud, 5-star athlete kind of people, right? Like, we've got them. But if you don't develop a 5-star athlete and put them in the position they need to be in and all those things, they don't live up to the potential.
Mhm.
And so I'm pretty excited about stuff that's coming down the pipe, and people will hear more and more about it over these next few weeks. I know you and I both spent a week over in Next Gen Ministry over in the Kids Men. Me 2 weeks ago, you this past week. And it's just fun, man. It's fun to see what God's doing in the lives of kids and their families, and to see how many kids are, like, young families that are coming to Next Level. But yeah, if you just sit in the sidelines and cheer, you're going to miss it. Like, you don't get the full effect of it unless you jump in there, whatever that looks like. Not everybody plays the same position.
Yeah, I serving, you get to say that you played a role. That you're right. That's where you come out of the hands. And yeah, I was over in the what we call our littles building, so birth to 4-year-olds, and kind of doing what we call the building manager. So I kind of ran the building, worked with the volunteers, did the large group time with the little kids, and we had that week just some amazing volunteers that they love what they do. They're really good with the kids, and if I were to give you my quick takeaways on it, Grace McLean, who is our kids director, has set everything up as far as how organized it is. At least in that building, that's all I can speak to when I was there. It is really easy. You show up, what you have to do is out right in front of you. You got everything. And the kids are so much fun, but it's not hard. It's not difficult. And here's the thing about that building, and I was reminding our volunteers, which they 100% understood. We are loving on these children. At the same time, we're loving on the parents by making sure that their kids are happy, that they're safe, that they're enjoying what they can rest their mind and go sit in a service and participate in worship, listen to a message, and interact. Think about what the service would be like if we did not have that. We would have kids in the service. Now, there's some churches that do that. I get it. And now you got a parent that is having to try to pay attention to what's happening in the service while making sure that their kid, is okay, behaving, quiet, entertained, if you want to call it, given a few things. You're really, you're loving on kids, and that's wonderful. I got tons of fist bumps and high fives. We had a lot of fun. But every parent that come through, I'm like, okay, we've got your kid. They're going to be great. Now go over, listen to what God says for you. That's every person that does that's on the field.
Yep.
And for every win and for everything that God does in that room for those adults, you played a role in that.
Yeah.
And for that, you're going to hear you know, Jesus and the Holy Spirit, like, way to go. You know,
Mhm.
thanks for that.
Well, and
One of
so,
the
I mean, just to, like, highlight, so Brad preached this past Sunday, in this series called Reset, and the passage that he preached from is Colossians. It talks about how everything was made by and for Jesus.
Mhm.
And so when you think about serving at the church, number one, I've always, and I say this all the time just because it's, the English language has issues, but I say all the time, I love my church. I love my church, right? And it's my church. It's where I go. But realistically, the church is Jesus's. He owns it. Like, Jesus owns the church. We don't. We don't. It's his. And no matter what role you play, you can work in the nursery, you can serve in kids men. We have a really cool auto repair ministry that every other Saturday or so, um does oil changes and fixes cars for, like, single moms who just really can't afford the upkeep on a vehicle or whatever. Um, there we have teenagers and people who pour into their lives. I mean, anything that you can think of, when you do those things at church, you're joining in with what Jesus is doing, because again, everything is his. Everything. You know, I try to tell people all the time, like with stewardship, stewardship is not about 10%. Jesus did not say, give 10% to the church. He didn't. He never said that. What he did say was, everything.
Mhm.
Give me everything, right? Everything. And if you do, you'll have everything you need. And that's not just money. That's people miss out on the full experience of with Jesus, not at church, right? With Jesus, when they don't serve, right? When you just, I think they used to call it sit and soak or something like that. I don't know. That's a weird way to say that, but I get what they're trying to say. I think for some people, particularly if you've been injured or wounded in the church world, I think there is seasons where you just need to sit. You just need to sit. You need to enjoy. You need to hear. You and I both have been through those kind of seasons before. I'm really just on the other side of mine. Like, I'm just coming out of mine, really. But other than that, like, you're not meant to sit and soak. Like, you're just not meant to do nothing. You're meant to love people, serve people, smile at people. Whether it's first impressions, whether it's coffee bar, whatever. Like, doing something means that you're joining with what Jesus is doing. And I think that's where a lot of fulfillment is found. And so if you're listening to this, whether you go to next level or not, I would just encourage you, if you're not fully satisfied, and I'll use that loosely, with what happens inside and around you every Sunday, try serving and see if that changes. See what happens. Because I think it will. I think your perspective, but your tank will be filled more by serving than it would be just attending, sitting there.
Yeah, I mean, 100%, if I could say. If the illustration that was used a lot when I was growing up in church is the Dead Sea, that it has no outflow, and
Mhm.
so it just takes in, it takes in, and it takes in. And because of no outflow, there's a number of things that changes the chemistry in the water that's there. Nothing lives in it. It's too salty. There's a whole lot of things. It
I've
needs
been in it.
yeah, yeah.
I floated in it.
Yeah, the salinity is
Because you
pretty.
can't swim. You can't swim in it. Like, it's impossible. You just
Just
it's
boop,
it's
pop.
wild.
Yeah.
It's weird. Anyways, go
So,
ahead.
all right, and there's a good illustration. So it has no outflow. It's weird. And humans, we were made to do for others. You look around. I mean, some of the most inspiring stories that you will see will be when someone does something for someone else,
Yeah, every time.
especially if they didn't have to. And then on top of that, if it cost them something in the meantime to do it. These are the things that
Mhm.
inspire us because it calls to something deep inside of us. And so if you're a Christian and you just going to church and going to church, and there's a season for that. There's a season for that. But
Sure.
eventually you got to have an outflow or you're going to be dead. And there are a lot of dead Christians who are unhappy, who complain a lot, and any number of things. Just kind of add on to that. One of the components, not the only one, but one of the components is: are you faithfully serving and not doing chores, not begrudgingly, not like, oh, like I love it, I get to be a part of this thing. When you have an outflow, it's really, really it's key to being a real follower of Jesus and not a fan.
Yeah.
And that's Jesus called us to follow him, not sit on the sidelines and be a fan.
Right. Not root him on. Not, woo, Jesus, you go ahead.
Jesus doesn't.
Again, that balance of he is in us, that balance of he has completed everything, but yet we still have something that we should do. That tension that we live in, and by the way, there are good forms of tension. I love Andy Stanley talks about tension all the time. There's a good form of tension, and when we think about the fact that we can do immeasurably more because he can do immeasurably more than we could ever ask or hope for, Ephesians 3:20. When you think about with man, that's impossible. With God, all things are possible. Well, Jesus comes along and goes, okay, yeah, these things, I mean, he said those things, but watch this. There will come a spirit, right? The Ruach or Pneuma in the New Testament. And the spirit will live within you. Like the same, Paul says, the same power that raised Jesus from the dead lives within the followers of Jesus. And that blows my mind when you think about the capabilities we have as sons and daughters of the King, adopted sons and daughters of the King. And I worked for a pastor. He used to say this, and I kind of adopted it from him because I like this. It's we as believers live way beneath our privilege. We settle for a whole lot in the realm of faith. We settle for relationships that aren't healthy. We settle for going to church but not serving. We settle for whatever. And when I think about that, it's like, man, when you really grab hold of how much Jesus has done for you and how much he loves you, and again, that power that lives within you, it's like, man, I can do this. I mean, I can hold a baby on Sunday morning for an hour and a half. Like, I can do that. I can sit with a teenager who had a rough week at school and just listen to them and pray with them. I can serve coffee. I can greet people at the door. I can go work on a car on Saturday. Like, it's not as if you have to do a particular thing. You have something, right? You have something that God's entrusted to you to do that only you can accomplish. But it's not like you're pigeonholed in to do whatever. Like, go serve, man. Go. If your church doesn't have a place for you to serve, so to speak, and you don't know what you should do, just do something. Just. We met a lady. I think you and I both met the same person this past Sunday. Sweet couple. And her first thing is I'm really passionate about prayer. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you don't have to be on a stage. You don't have to have a name badge on. You literally can walk around our campus, walk through our worship center, walk through our kids building and pray over it. Like, that's is powerful.
Yeah.
Big things happen when people who have no name tag on do things like that.
Yeah.
And that's what
got a lot more through the anonymity of things like that. Like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. People see you and I on the stage, and which, by the way, we love it. We love what we get to do, and it's what we're gifted to do. It's what we've been called to do, and so it's not diminishing that, but the stage is not where the magic happens.
No,
the magic happens holding a baby or greeting someone somebody who's just coming back to church for the first time in a decade because they were wounded in a church. How incredibly important is a kind person opening a door and saying, "I'm glad you're here."
Yeah, we say this to first impressions people all the time. This is true. So if you're in a part of this, someone who's new has already had about 27 different opinions of our church already made by the time we
Mhm.
walk the stage. They pulled in
Mhm.
the parking lot. They've looked at the grounds. They've looked at the upkeep of the buildings. Now they're looking at people. How friendly are the people? Are they smiling? Do they look like they don't want to be here? Are they dressed like me? Are they welcome? Do they help me around? All the way up through coming in and having a seat and worship. All of these are forming an opinion.
Mhm.
And then we step on a stage. So if all of those things are forming an opinion of, oh, okay, these people take their church seriously. They take care of their church. They have shown themselves to be friendly to me. Um, I felt the Spirit of God during worship. If all of those things, and you go into, I could drop my kid off, things were clean and put together and organized and safe. And then if all of those things line up and we walk out on a stage, like, we got to be a really bad preacher to change their opinion. Yeah, like
For
if
sure.
all of that is working, is like,
Yeah.
man, and you can be a really bad preacher, and they would walk away and go, man, I love everything about that church. You know, just can't take the preaching. Or the reverse can
Right.
happen too. They can walk out and go, man, love the preaching, but everything else, I don't know I can do it. So
Right.
therefore, they're not connecting. Everything in a church, especially on a Sunday morning, but beyond Sunday morning, everything in a church is connected, y'all. It's not a
Mhm.
bunch of just random dots that are out. They're all connected and they all work together for one purpose, to help someone find and get involved and engage in a relationship with Jesus.
Yep.
That's why we do what we do. And that's
Yep.
true of you too. We do what we do so that you can have a growing relationship with Jesus, so that you can continue to
Mhm.
Jesus. That that's why we do what we do. Now, we were talking in staff meeting yesterday. There's two different types of churches. There are internally focused churches, if you're not familiar, and then there are externally focused churches. Internal
Yeah.
churches focus largely on the people that are in the building, the Christians that are already here. There's nothing wrong with those. That is the vast majority of churches in the country. And then there are churches that focus on who's not here. The parable for a church, and we are an external focused church. The parable for a church like ours that we go to all the time is Jesus left the 99, the insiders, and went after the one. That
Mhm.
that's our heartbeat in everything that we do. Well,
Right.
in order for that to happen, there's a lot of dots that have to be connected, you know.
Yeah. And by
And
the way, that doesn't diminish the 99.
oh, not at all.
Like
No,
people read
God's
that and they're
got
like, "Oh, so
the reason
Jesus
God leaves these are like, you guys are good. I'm happy for you guys. This is
yeah,
awesome. Now we're gonna go over
you're
here.
in. We got you." Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I love it when you think about, well, who cares about the one until you're the one. When you're the one, you sure hope somebody comes and rescues you, right?
Yeah.
And
I'll expand that because we get a lot of this. Until your son, your daughter, your mom, your dad, your best friend, someone you care about is the one. And then you're like, oh, okay.
Mhm.
Now I've seen a lot of people go from being insider focused to outsider focused when someone close to them becomes the one.
Yeah,
You're
for
like,
sure.
oh,
And
now
again,
it's not
like
an abstract idea. Now it's a
right,
person I love.
right. And it's not. It's. I think people misunderstand. Again, here's one of these tensions that we live in. The church, as we know it, the ecclesia, the called out gathering, it was never meant to be for its own good. Like the church was literally founded and meant to reach out for and establish things for people outside of itself. It's the only organization ever created that exists for outside of itself. And I do get it. Like, if you're a believer, you want to belong to a church, and you want good preaching, and you want events and things for your kids and your families. And I get all that. And we do all that, right? But the point is that if you're here and growing and plugged in, the ultimate way that we see and measure how you're becoming more like Jesus is whether or not you're reaching other people who don't follow Jesus yet.
Yeah.
In whatever way that looks.
And you say, well, what do you guys have on that? Like, what if you just look at the mission that Jesus gave the church to start in their Jerusalem, and then from there, Judea, and then Samaria, and then different translations, to the uttermost parts of the world. That is
The ends of the earth.
Yeah, it is a very trajectory. It's moving outward. It's an outward trajectory, and that's what we're called to be.
By the way, I'm preaching that passage in a couple of weeks. So,
oh, okay. Well, so maybe we won't say too much here.
No, it's fine. Like, I love it. Let's lead up to it, man. It's because that's the goal. Like, where should I serve God? Wherever your feet are. Wherever your feet are. Well, I'm a nurse. I mean, okay, you should be helping people look more like Jesus. Well, I'm a landscaper. Well, you should be helping people look more like Jesus in your landscaping.
And I can relate to the series that we're in that you can take. So we've done a bunch of these prayer exercises, and if you're watching I don't know if I'll get this up on Wednesday. We've got a longer hour-long experience that we're doing tonight at 7. But if you're in the contemplative experiences and you're just resting, one of the things we talked about is just noticing. If you don't know what you need to do, you can bring that question to Jesus during one of those times and just notice how you feel, where your thoughts go, what kind of image are you seeing in your head. You're just noticing. You're not even saying, I'm going to go do something yet. You can bring all these things to Jesus. Jesus, where should I serve? It's not a question of should I. The answer to that one, I can go ahead and answer that one for you. Scripture's really clear.
Yes.
Yes. So the question is, where should I serve? Sit with it. Numerous times if you have to. What am I noticing? What am I seeing? The Holy Spirit speaks during those times, and you will get clarity. And that's where you'll serve. And
again, going back to that Colossians passage, we're not creating things to do. It's like we're just following after Jesus and the things that he's doing. We make adjustments in our life to join him in those things. And what is he doing? He's reaching, he's redeeming, he's calling, he's, all these things. Like, he's welcoming, and when you kind of shift away from, oh, I'm just a cog in a machine, which I know some people feel like that in churches. Like, you and I both have served in churches that are so large and it takes so many people, both on staff and volunteer, that it can feel like you're just another number or whatever, which I get it. I don't think that's the heart of those churches, and I don't think that's what they intend to do at all. I never intended for that, but I could see it. But most people go to a medium to small size church in America. Like 90, 95, 96% of people attend a smaller church. And man, what a great opportunity. What a tremendous opportunity to make a difference in the kingdom by serving. Like,
yeah,
you just don't know how incredibly powerful it is.
I would make this link here. I've been working on a theological framework, but one of those things is trying to define faith the way God has revealed himself, to us at Next Level. And the way that I, landed, I probably should pull it up, make sure I get it right. I said, faith is the decision to place your trust in what is true. And here's the important part, and organize your life around it. Lots of people will put their faith in something that's true. Organizing your life around it is, when it comes to faith in Jesus, is going to involve serving. You're going to have to organize your life around it. The thing is, the more time you spend with Jesus, the more you're going to want to organize your life around.
For sure.
Yeah, that's
For sure. Every time.
Yeah. Well, man, I appreciate you hanging out with us, here as always.
It's always fun.
Yeah. And again, as we're here, we don't know what the weekend is going to be. Could happen. More than likely, I don't want to say more than likely. Could not happen. We will let you know as soon as we make a decision. Probably not going to be making any decisions till Saturday when the event actually happens or does not happen. We're still dealing with weather people who are the other job that you can always work and keep your job and be wrong most of the time.
Yep. Yep. And I don't think it's as lucrative as coaching, though.
Yeah, it's not as lucrative. So if we do gather this week, we're doing something new as we go through this year. At the end of every message series, we're going to share in the Lord's Supper together. So we're ending this message series this weekend. We'll be sharing in the Lord's Supper. If for some reason we're not meeting, we're going to bump that to the first week. So that would be the next message series. So we'll actually do it twice, which is fine by me. Spend a little time with Jesus and doing that. But appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching the podcast. It's crazy. This gets viewed more than our messages. Maybe because a lot of people see our messages live, but it does tell us that you guys are watching and sharing this. So appreciate
Absolutely.
that. And it allows us to just get some thoughts out. So thanks for taking your time with me, Christian. I love it. And,
Absolutely, man.
Yeah,
Always enjoy.
We'll connect. Well, at some point, you and I will connect, and we'll see you guys.
The next episode 11.
There you go. We'll see you guys hopefully this weekend, but if not, we'll catch you back next weekend. Later, guys.